Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil mursalin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. We are continuing with something called the accusative of circumstance or condition, or accusative of state or condition. Yeah. Or in Arabic we call it al-halu. Al-halu. This is our 10th session. Alhamdulillah. And last 2 weeks we did session 9 together with the ending of numbers. We were doing numbers. Then we did session 9, and session 9 was all about tamyiz. Yeah, all about tamyiz. So for those who did not attend, I'm just going to do a quick run over on tamyiz because I think it's we need to, yeah, and hopefully you can find time to watch the entire recording, yeah, so that if you're a bit lost with this revision, then you know what we're talking about later, yeah, inshallah. So recap.
Okay, Ustazah.
Okay, alhamdulillah. So we learned about tamyiz and we asked ma haza, what is it? So the root letters, as you can see, is mim, ya, and zai. Yeah. So mumayyiz is the thing that explains, and mumayyaz is the thing that you explain. Okay. But we call it tamyiz because this is actually the masdar, yeah, of the family. And this is your isim fa'il and isim maf'ul. Yeah. And what does it do actually? Tamyiz is an isim. Yeah, that's why we have alif lam, as you can see, it's an isim. And it's what we call a fadla. Now, what's a fadla? It's actually the opposite of umdah. Do you know umdah as in imad, as in a pillar? Yeah, pillar in English, pillar, which means
No, Ustazah, I don't know.
it means that it's the thing that makes the thing stand up. Okay, it's the
Okay,
one that
okay.
support.
Umdatul
Yeah, that's the
Ahkam.
pillar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay, I got
yeah.
it now. Yeah.
Yes, fadla the arkan.
Yeah.
Yes, we can also see that. So in a sentence, tamyiz is something that is fadla. It's not umda. Yeah, meaning that if you remove it from the sentence still has meaning. Grammatically, the sentence is still correct because if it's a jumla ismiya, it stays a jumla ismiya. When you take it out, it'll still be a jumla ismiya. If it's a jumla fi'liya, it'll still be a jumla fi'liya. Yeah, because you have not removed anything that makes the sentence unrecognizable. Okay, so fadla, it's expandable. Basically, you can drop it if you want to, but then you lose some of the meaning. Yeah, but grammatically, the sentence is still intact. And it's nakira. Nakira, you know, it's common, indefinite, not ma'rifah. Yes, it's an isim that is not known. And I said here, ya'ati ba'di, no, sorry, ya'ati ba'di tamamil jumlati. Yeah, so it comes after a complete sentence. Yeah, this is why we can drop it. Yeah, because the sentence is complete. And it's jamid. Most of the time it's jamid. What do we mean by that? It's not derived from a verb. Okay, this noun stands by itself. It's not derived from a verb. So it answers the question ahyanan, what? Sometimes, and not all the time, what? Yeah, what? And it clarifies, yuadi, and it explains, yufassir, the essence or the nature of something. And it has a meaning of from, you know, made from what kind of thing. Yeah, so this is what we mean by tamyiz. Then we went on to say that there were two types of tamyiz. One that explains a word and one that explains the meaning of the sentence. Yes, and we call this malfuz because lafaz is word, and nisbah because there is a connection. Sorry, malhuz. Yes, malhuz meaning there is something that we need to take notice of. Yeah, malhuz. in that sentence. So the tamyiz highlights this, yeah, highlights this. That's why we say when we remove the tamyiz, we lose some of the meaning of that sentence, even if the sentence stays intact. Yeah, so tamyizat and tamyiz nisbah, two types. And an example of the one that explains the word is what we've been doing all this time, talking about numbers. Yeah, so what did I buy? 20 of what? 20 books. A kilo of what? A kilo of apples. A handful of what? A handful of rice. Yeah, a meter of cloth. Yeah, so these are the things that it explains. Yeah, just that word, handful, meter, 20, kilo. It clarifies what it is all about. Then we looked at the sentences. Yeah, we looked at the sentences that explain as well. Yeah, and we said that usually the tamyiz comes from another sentence. The sentence originally had this meaning, yeah, like my money is more than your money, yes. This is in the Quran. It's not written this way, but it's written with a tamyiz, and it's said instead as ana aksaru minka malan. So I'm more than you, but in what way? In terms of malan, in terms of property, in terms of assets, or in this case, money. Yeah, mali. And then we looked at other sentences as well. Yes. When the tamyiz came originally as a maf'ul bihi, like in this case, uyuna. Yeah, uyuna. And here as a fa'il. Yeah, tabat nafsu zaidin. Yeah, tabat is when you become good, yeah, with something. Yeah. So this fa'il became nafsan. This maf'ul bihi became uyunan when the sentence is rewritten in this way. Yeah. Then of course there's also tamyiz that didn't come from a mubtada or maf'ul bihi or a fa'il. Yeah. For in this case, duyufan. The house is filled with guests. So duyufan, if you wanted to rewrite it in the other forms in this way as a maf'ul bihi, it's not a maf'ul bihi, is it? Because we're not doing an action with the guests, right? And it's not really a fa'il because the guest is not doing the filling. Yeah, and it's not really a mubtada either because we're looking at the house. Yeah, so this is where it doesn't come from any of the original forms. So this is why we say it is ghair muhawwal, meaning it came by itself. It's a tamyiz in essence. Yeah, it didn't evolve or come from something else. So any questions so far on tamyiz before I move on to hal?
No, Ustadha.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Sister Ralin, are you fine? Okay. Okay, alhamdulillah. So now let's go to hal. Even hal, I think both of you are familiar with this. So accusative because it's nasab. Yes, this is why we say it's accusative. If it's genitive, then it's majroor. If it is nominative, then it is rafa. Yeah, this is your English terms for those who are keen on English. Okay, in this case, the root letters are ha, waw, and lam. Hal. Yeah, the state or condition of someone or something. Sahibul hal is that someone or something. Okay, that person or thing. And the hal will agree with the sahibul hal in terms of number and gender. Okay, so if we're talking about two people, then it will be the condition of two people. A group of people, the condition of a group of people. If you're talking about ladies, then it will be ladies, men, men. Yeah, so this is how it goes. It can't be otherwise, isn't it? It wouldn't make sense. So just like tamyiz had certain properties, we also have the same thing for hal. It's an isim, just like tamyiz. It's mansub, just like tamyiz. It's because these are what we call details in a sentence, things that add meaning to the sentence. Yeah. Nakira, it's indefinite. It's fadla, it's not umda, it's not a pillar of the sentence. So if you remove it, the sentence is still grammatically correct. And then it comes after a complete sentence. This goes hand in hand. It's mushtaq. This is the difference between hal and tamyiz. The first difference that you see. Yeah, because this is derived. The hal comes in a form, in terms of sarf, it will be like isim fa'il or isim maf'ul. Yeah, we'll see this later on. And it answers the question of kaifa. Yeah, how? How? And it does the same thing. It clarifies, it explains, but in this case, haya, the condition of something. Yeah, not the essence or state. So the sabiha hal in this wording says da'iman, always ma'rifa. Yeah. Almost always, yes. We'll also see what we're talking about here later, inshallah. So just want to go through the terminology with you, the mushtaq. Yes, when we talk about the mushtaqat, it's the plural. We're looking at isms that are derived from a verb. Okay, so like ismul fa'il, ismul maf'ul, sighatul mubalagha, yeah, sifa mushabbaha, sometimes known as isim sifa as well. Yeah, and you look out for words in this form. So if this nasab in the sentence and it is fadla, most likely it's hal, and most likely it's hal and it's not tamyiz. Yeah. So that's the plural. And as I said before, it's not an arkan or a umdah. Yeah, that means it's not muqtada, haba, fi'il, fa'il, or naibul fa'il. Now these are the pillars in your sentence. You take any one of these out, it stops becoming a jumla fi'iliyah, it stops becoming a jumla ismiyah. Now, I'm just putting here the opposite of fadla, the umdah, which is the pillar. And in English, we generally translate it as an adverb with li, yeah, so or as an ing word. Yeah, we'll see this later on as well. While and as comes along in different formations. Yeah, when we have wow, usually. So we have only two different forms of hal. Alhamdulillah. Yes, as a single word, halu mufrad. That means it's not a sentence, and it's of course nasab. Or it is a sentence. So when it is a sentence, then all the sentences that we've learned comes into play. Yeah. So if it's fi'liya, whether it's madin or mudari, if it's ismiyah, yeah, it's ismiyah. Yeah. There's no two types of ismiyah, not like jumla fi'liya. Usually with a jumla ismiyah, it will start with a waw, and this waw is called haliyah, and we will normally translate it as while. Yeah, while. Okay. Now, this is in conjunction to what we said before, yeah, that it is fadla as well as it comes after a complete sentence, yeah. So that's why I'm saying it again, and it's important to remember this, yeah. It can only appear in a complete sentence, because when we do the exercises, you're going to have to be able to differentiate a maf'ul bihi from tamyiz and from hal. Okay. So just repeating the same thing again, inshallah. So let's look at the single word hal. Yeah, let's look at the single word hal. So we have here ra'aytu Zaidan rakiban. Yeah, so here we have a sentence. Fi'il fa'il, maf'ul bihi. So this is extra. So this is your hal. Rakiban is in the form of fa'ilun. Yeah, fa'ilun. This is in fa'il. So I saw Zaid riding. Yeah, I saw Zaid riding. So this is his condition when you saw him. He was riding. Here we have Dakhala al-mudarisu. Yes, the teacher entered. Al-fasla, the classroom. Hamilan. Now, hamilan here is treated like a fi'il, just like above here. kutuban kathiratan. Yeah, so how would I translate this? Sister Ralin, would you like to give a go at the translation here?
Um,
Hamilan is when you're weighed down with something, when you're carrying something. Yeah, hamil. So
Teacher
you
walk out the class.
entered the class. Yes, the
Oh,
teacher entered the class. Yeah.
teacher entered the class with a lot weight of book. With a
Uh,
lot of book.
kutuban kathiratan. What's the translation for this?
Um, many books.
Yeah, many books. Yeah. So we treat this as a fi'il, yeah, hamilun, then she's carrying. Yeah, carrying. So we are saying that the teacher entered the class carrying heavy books. Yeah. Oh, sorry, many books. Sorry. Yeah, many books. Subhanallah, kabiratan would be heavy books. Yeah. So the teacher entered the class carrying many books. Yeah. So this is her condition. This is how she came in, carrying. Yeah, carrying. Then we also have this sentence. Um, Sister Nada, could you read this sentence and try and translate it?
Yes, أستاذة. رأيت زيدا راكبا. This one, أستاذة. أستاذة.
Yes, this one.
Okay, because my internet is so bad. I saw Zaid riding, but the translation is
Oh,
there,
sorry.
أستاذة.
That's the first sentence. Sorry, dear. I didn't quite hear you either. This one. Do you see this? The
Yeah,
ja'atni.
okay.
Ja'at.
جاءتني طفلة باكية ورجعت ضاحكة. A child came to me crying and he turned back laughing.
Mm.
It's not the best translation, but I understand, at least for myself, what's going on there.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is to cry and this is to laugh. Good, Alhamdulillah. The child came to me weeping or crying and returned laughing. So you did something to the child to make her happy, right?
And
Alhamdulillah.
that's the child, not a child, as I said. This is a huge mistake for
It was
this
that
level.
huge.
Yeah, the
Alif Lam.
child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay. So we have here أحب اللحم مشويا والسمك مقليا وبيض مسلوكا. Yeah, مسلوكا.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mashallah. He likes cooking. A
Yes, it
lot.
does. Sister Quratul Ain, would you like to join us or would you just like to listen?
Yes, yes, yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum salam. Okay, so how do we
Alhamdulillah.
do?
Okay. أحب اللحم مشويا. I like meat roasted.
Okay, close.
Yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
والسمك مقليا and fish fried.
Yes, excellent.
والبيض مسلوقا and egg boiled.
Yes, boiled. Alhamdulillah. So we read the same textbook. Okay.
Ah,
Okay. Yeah, so this is good. These are new words for some of us because I do not know whether we have do we have maslukan in the Quran? I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah.
yeah, I think سلقكم في
Yeah. I
سقر.
think we do.
Yeah, but maybe not in the same meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah. سلقكم في سقر, like yeah, he'll be cooking in Subhanallah in Jahannam.
Mm.
That's the only closest one I can remember.
So
Yeah.
what? Yeah,
So
Zubillah. We just
Allah save us from the hellfire.
so here we have the second type of hal, which is the jumlah. Yes, the jumlah. So let's see. Here we have here. Jalastu أستمع إلى تلاوة القرآن الكريم من الإذاعة. إذاعة is actually, I don't know whether they use it anymore, but it means radio. I know that they use radio. So that's quite, I know, but what does anyone know whether we still call it إذاعة?
We don't know, Sada.
Sorry, today I've been
Mm.
coughing a bit, so you see my mic muted and I forget to unmute it, let me know. Now, when it's
Mm.
a jumlah like this, right, you notice there are two fi'ils back to back. Yeah, back to back. So this is when the hal is a jumlah fi'iliyah. When the hal is jumlah fi'iliyah. Jalastu astami'u. Yeah, meaning that I sat. How did you sit? Yeah, listening to the Quran being read in from the radio. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I sat listening to the Quranic recitation, tilawah, from the radio. So when a fi'il mudari is hal, you will always often see two af'als back to back, as we see here. Yeah, as we see here. Now, anyone want to guess what the root letters for this one is? Iltahaqtu.
Um, think lam lam ha qaf.
Yes, excellent. And it's from family 8. Yeah, it's from family 8.
It's mm.
So it will be iltahaqa, yaltahiqu, iltihaqan. Yeah. Bil jami'ati, we know this is the university, right? And waqad takharraja akhi. Now this is a bit difficult to understand maybe at one shot, yeah, because just now we were looking at a jumla fi'iliyah, yeah. So now, what's this? Yeah, what's this? I joined the university. Yeah, when we use iltahaqtu family 8 like this with ba, il, yeah, it means the meaning takes on I joined something or I enrolled for something. Yeah, so that's the meaning here. And then waqad is something that's done. Yeah, a way of expressing something that's done. So taharraja, is this fi'il madin or fi'il mudari?
It's mudare.
تخرج.
But the meaning will be oh, no no takharraja. Yeah, it is madi.
Mm, yeah. تخرج is madi. Why? Because ta and
Takharraj.
shada.
Yes.
Yeah, ta and
Yes.
shada is additional. Yeah. So alhamdulillah. So this is madin. Yeah. And when it is madin, if you want to use it as a hal, it must be preceded by waqad. Waqad. Yeah. This is the rule. So we need to take note of that one. And we find this in the Quran. Yes, we find this in the Quran. So hafiztul Qur'ana wa ana saghirun. Now this is of course jumlah fi'iliyah. Ana saghirun. I am small. Yeah. Or young. Yeah. I memorized the Quran while I was small or when I was small. Yeah. There will be a better translation. And we see this, or we look at this, we call this wow, as we put here, as wow halia. Yeah, halia. But it's not always that you must have a wow halia when you have a jumla ismiyah and as a hal. Okay, it's not always. Like in this case, damuhu, its blood, or his blood, sorry, not its blood, his blood, sorry, it's a jari, right? It's a man. So damuhu, his blood, yeah, yat dafaku, yeah, yat dafaku, yeah. So this one is also same form, but now. It's mudar. No, it's a mudari, but it's the khabar. Yeah, the khabar of this jumla ismiyah. It is jumla fi'iliyah, but as a khabar to this jumla ismiyah. Yeah, so his blood is spilling out, yeah, or coming out. So the wounded man, the jarih, came with his blood or gushing out. Yeah, yeah, because ta and shada has that meaning. Yeah, has that meaning of something that is out like that. It's like coming out like a taharaja. Is also like this is like a form of emphasis in a way. Because more letters to an Arabic word adds more meaning to it. Okay. Now, in this case, we don't need to put the waw haliyah. Yes, in this case, we don't need to put the waw haliyah. Then we'll look at this again, and why is this so, inshallah. Okay, now, let's talk about the sahibul hal. We talked about hal itself. Now, let's look at the sahibul hal. Now, in what forms do we find the sahibul hal? Yeah, sometimes it is a dhamir that is mustatir. Sometimes it is zahir, so it depends. Fa'il, here's one example. If those of you who do the Madina books will recognize this example. Yes, the man spoke to me smiling. Yeah, kalamani. Yeah, kalamani, smiling to me. Here, rajul is of course your fa'il. Yeah, naibul fa'il, even it's of course passive in this case. Yeah, yusma, this is the passive form. Azanu wadihan. Yeah, the azan is clearly heard. Remember we said we would translate the hal either with an ing or with a li. So you can see this at work here. Yeah. Maf'ul bihi, in this case, dajajah, the chicken. Yes, I bought the chicken slaughtered. Mubtada, yeah. So الطفل طفل في الغرفة نائما. غرفة is a room. نائما is sleeping. Yeah. Or it could be a khabar. Like in this case, when you have an isim ishara followed by alif lam, there is an is here as well. Yeah. Al-hilalu is the crescent hiding behind the cloud. So how do you know it's a sahibul hal? The first thing you need to ask yourself is this question. Who is in this state? Yeah, who is in this state? So someone spoke to me, yeah, kalamani. And who is the one who spoke to me? A man, right? So, and he spoke to me smiling. So who was smiling? The man who spoke to me. Okay, it's the man who spoke to me. So this is your sahibul hal. And what was clearly heard? The azan. So this is your sahibul hal. Okay, what was slaughtered? The chicken. Yeah, not you. Okay, the chicken. The child is in the room sleeping. Okay, so who was sleeping? The child. So quite clear cut, right? And what was behind the cloud? Hiding the crescent. Yeah, so if you want to know what is the sahibul hal or who is the sahibul hal, just ask yourself who or what is in this state. Clear there. Okay, now there must be a link between the hal and the sahibul hal. It wouldn't make sense, right? If there's no link. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you can't. So let's have a look. Now, it should contain a word. This is the rabit. Yeah, the rabit is the word that links it to the main sentence. Now, this word can either be a pronoun, a dhamir, as I was saying, whether it was zahir or mustatir, or al-waw, or even both. Yeah. So in this example, the sisters came and they came laughing, right? That na, this dhamir here, is the one that connects you to the sahibul hal, the ladies. And remember, they match in terms of gender and number. Yeah, the hal and the sahibul hal. Oops, sorry. I have a strange feeling I did not delete this slide. Hold on. Let me go. Yes, this is what we should be looking at. Yeah. Right. Mudari'iyah is just a way of saying jumlah fi'liyah mudari', fi'lun mudari', just the feminine way of expressing it. So here we are, like as I was explaining, now you can see the sisters came laughing. Yeah, so the nun niswa here is the domir that's connecting the hal. Where's the hal here? What's the hal here?
Um, الأخوات.
No, the hal, not the
The hal,
sahib hal.
okay, sorry. يضحكن.
Yes, yadhakna. Alhamdulillah, good. Yeah, yadhakna. So this is because it's a jumlah. Yeah. So that's why we need the connection. If it was not the jumlah, we wouldn't need the connection because it's one word. Yeah, but this is actual sentence. Now, when it's jumlah to ismiyah, we have different cases. Yeah. So your hal is a jumlah ismiyah. And remember we said for jumlah ismiyah, we need a waw haliyah. There it is. So the sun is setting. Yeah, the sun is setting. Yeah, again, a fi'il is used as the khabar. Yeah. So dakhaltu Makkah wa shamsu taghrib. So I entered Makkah while the sun is setting. Yeah. So that's one link, the wow itself. And here the hal has no domir, of course, yeah, because it's a jumla ismiyah. And the only thing that links that to that is the wow. Okay, so we call this wow haliyah. And here also, hafiztul Quran wa ana saghir. Yeah, we have the same case. We have the wow and we have ana. You know that ana goes back to 2. Yeah. And here, the jarih, the one who was bleeding, this is a special case, as I said, why we don't need the waw haliyah, even though this is a jumla ismiyah. You know, why is that? Yeah, because there is a domir present in the hal. Yeah, in this case, there was no domir present in hal to bring it back to ta. In this case, you have. So that's why the link is there and you don't need the waw anymore. Yeah, so the wounded man came with his blood gushing out. Now, sometimes when you're not familiar with this, you might go like, how do I translate this? Yes, if I didn't put this translation here, you know, you'll be going, how do I translate this? Yeah, so then you have to start thinking, oh, so then maybe this is like a description of the jari, yeah, the wounded man, and then you can come up with a translation that is halia. Yeah, it's halia. Yeah, so explains the condition of jari. If you didn't know this, what would have been your translation, Sister Radin? How would you have translated this? If you didn't, you just took the sentence in one go. If you didn't see this, how would you have gone about translating this?
Sorry. I'm not sure.
Okay, I would. Jari came, and then Jari came, and then it looks as if it's a separate sentence, right? His blood, yet tafa, yet. I always have problems with ta dal. When I recite my Quran, my ta and my dal, when they're together like that, yet dafa, yeah, yet dafa. So his blood is gushing out, yeah. We would have just said it like it's two different sentences, right? But when we understand that when it looks like this, when you have a sentence like this and another sentence, right? You have a jumla fi'liyah and then you have a jumla ismiyah side by side like this, then in all intent and purpose, you can take the jumla ismiyah that follows it as a hal for the earlier sentence. Yeah. So then when you translate it, with his blood gushing out. Yeah. So this is not like two verses in the Quran or something. It's the same verse. This one we just have to keep on practicing, and as we go on, we learn to recognize the bits and pieces. Yeah, inshallah. Okay. Now this is another way. Have you seen this before? Madawiyah. It's just saying fi'il madi. Okay. So it's in the past. It's done. So here we have to have waqad. Takharraja is actually madin. I joined the university after my brother had graduated. Yeah. So there's no damir linking it to the sahibul hal, so we use this connection, waqad. Here we drop the wa because we have the ha. Yeah, that goes back to rawda. Hmm? Yes, this is what I'm basically saying here as well. Yeah, if the damir referring to the sahibul hal is present in the hal, alayha, yeah, it's not necessary to introduce wow. Yeah, because you don't have to have that link or connection between the two. Not like the case of our jari. Yeah. Now here, the aduyuf ja'at duyufu wa ma istayqazal mudif. Ma is negation here. Istayqazal is to wake up. Yeah, to wake up. Oh, it is to wake up. Okay. So here the guest came whilst the host had not woken up yet. Yes, so the host is sleeping on his job. Yeah, so this would be embarrassing, isn't it? If you had a majlis and you fell asleep and your guest came. Yeah, poor thing. I didn't fall asleep during my majlis. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so if the hal is negative, then the qad can be dropped. Okay, so in this case, we drop the waw because there's a domi that goes back to the sahibul hal. In this case, we drop the qad, yeah, for this particular sentence, because the hal is negative. Ma istayqaza, yeah, ma istayqaza. Okay, quite straightforward, right? It's just a matter of recognizing the rules. If you can't remember, come back to the slides or notes that you may have, and you'll be fine, inshallah. So now let's see, I'm just going to emphasize this again, yeah, because it's important to remember this. The hal and the sahibul hal agree in number and gender, yeah. So these are the different sentences. These are all masculine, so singular, dual, and plural. How it differs, yes. And here's feminine, singular, dual, and plural. Yeah. Dahikina, dahikaini. Remember, for duals, we always have a fathah there. So remember we said that the sahibu al is da'iman, always, always definite. Okay, now what happens in this case? It's not really indefinite, okay? Because when we say it's always definite, in a way the rule is right. But what happens is this can happen, okay? We say something like this may only be indefinite, nakira, if it's qualified by an adjective, a sifa. So when you have a sifa to a common word, you're actually defining it already. Not just a book, but a red book, or something like that. Yeah. So not just a student, but a hardworking student. So there is some definition already. So in that sense, this is why we can still consider it as sahibul hal. Yeah, because there is a definition to it, even though when you write it with tanween. Yeah, so like in this case, ja'ani talibun mujtahidun musta'zinan. Yeah, musta'zinan. So the hardworking student came to me seeking permission. Yeah, that's the person who seeks permission. Yeah, musta'zinan. And it is family 10 because it's seeking and asking. Yeah, we know that family 10 is normally used for that, with that meaning. Now, or when it is a mudaf to an indefinite mudaf ilayh. Yeah, so for example, Ibnu Mudarrisin, yeah, the son of the teacher. But in that sense, we are already defining, yeah, because we're saying the son of the teacher. Yeah, so although it looks nakira, it is in actual fact ma'rifah. Yeah. So, but these are the conditions that you need to fulfill when you want to put a nakira hal. Yeah, a teacher's son asked me angrily. Of course, this is still general. Yeah, which teacher's son? We can go on and ask that sort of question. Yeah, but at least we know it's a teacher's son. So there's some sort of definition. Yeah, a teacher's son asked me angrily. Sa'alni, yeah, ibnu mudarisin wadiban. This is your hal. Yeah. So this is your hal, seeking. In what way did he come? He came seeking permission. Okay. Now, this is just saying what I've just said in the same way. So, if one of these requirements is not met, then the hal should precede the indefinite sahibul hal. Oh, this is if we don't have the sifah and we don't have the mudaf ilayh situation, then we have to put it in front. Yeah. So, ja'ani bakiyan waladun. Sorry, this fatatan should be on the ya, not the alif. Yeah. A boy came to me crying. Yeah. So, if we don't have a sifah for the boy, then for it to be a hal, we have to put the hal before the sahibul hal. Yeah, so that we know what we are explaining, whose condition and we're explaining. Is this okay? Yeah, we've seen this before, I think, even in the Quran. It should be a nominal sentence connected to the main sentence with waw. Okay. Here, wahuwa yabki. Yeah. Ja'ani waladun wahuwa yabki. He is crying. A boy came to me crying. Yeah. And in the Quran, you know this story about the man who did not believe in Qiyamah, or like him who passed by the township while it was in utter ruins. Yeah. So this one, ala qaryatin. Huh. All right. Look at this sentence. Where's the hal actually? What's the hal here?
Shall I say it?
Yes.
Is the jumla ismiya starting from here khawiyatun ala urushi.
Yeah. And they put the qaryatin
Yes.
before the hal.
Yes.
Hmm.
Before and then the wow halia.
Hmm.
Is that right?
I'm looking at it now. Or like
Mm.
him who passed by the town while it was in utter ruins. The here is the Karya, right? Is the town. Yeah, that is in utter
That's right.
ruins.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The hiya is referring back to the qarya.
Hmm. But in this case, the Sahibul Hal is Nakira. Yeah. But the Hal is not before the Karya, is it? Not like this
Yes.
case. Ah. Hmm?
Um, the
Yeah.
hal is like yeah. So like the whole township is upside down. Like the houses are the roofs are down.
Yeah. Khawiyatun ala
Mm.
urushiha. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that description. Alhamdulillah. Mara is to pass. Yeah, Mara is to pass. Sometimes the sahibul hal may be indefinite without meeting any of these requirements, right? Without any of the requirements. In fact, this to me does not really meet, but okay, I'll check this back again. Because remember, for it to happen, if it doesn't meet the conditions, the first thing you do is you put the sahibu hal after. So this qaryatan, if that is the rule to follow, it should have come after the hal. This is what I'm saying. Okay. And in this case, it's clear cut because we have a wow. So that's fine. Oh, is this the case of wow then? Is that what it's saying because of the wow?
Yes, yes.
Ah, okay.
So this is more connected to the second part rather than the first part.
First part. Oh, yeah.
It's not identical to the first part, but it's identical to the
To the
second part.
second part. Okay. So if either of these conditions are not met, yeah, then we have a case in the hadith. Yes, the hadith that we're looking at. Yeah. So we have rijalun qiyaman. Yeah, rijalun qiyaman. So rijal is nakira. And we said that if this is to be hal, the sahibul hal had to be ma'rifah. But no, in this case, it's still nakira. Yeah, but there is an exception here to the rule. Alhamdulillah. Okay. So qa'idan is praying, sitting, وصلى وراءه, and some men, rijalun, prayed behind him, standing. Yeah, prayed behind him, standing. That's good to know. So that means if you're an imam, you can sit. Is this what it's saying here, I think? Yeah, وَسَلَّمَ قَائِدًا. It depends, I think, on the salah itself. If it is whether it is a nawafil or whether it is voluntary. Okay, the last thing we're going to talk about is the pseudo sentence. Now, there's some, there's always some, not to say argument, the difference of opinion when we look at the shibhu jumlah. So, what's the definition of a shibhu jumlah? Does anybody know? It comes in two forms. What are the two forms?
Is it phrases?
Okay, shibhu jumlah is actually very defined. It's quite technical, Sister Rylin. Yeah, shibhu jumlah. Some say it's a phrase. It's two types that you look at, two forms. Yeah, when you have jawa majrur, this is a shibhu jumlah, and when you have an idafa, where the mudaf is what? What the mudaf is a special thing. What is the mudaf? Sister Quratulain, I'm sure you know this. Can you remember? So the first type of shibhu jumlah is jawa majrur. The second type is an idafa where the mudaf is a when it's a zaf. Yeah, when it's a zaf. When the mudaf is a zaf. So not just any phrase. Shibhu jumlah is these two things. Okay, so let's have a look.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I had a phone call. Yeah,
Oh, I see.
subhanallah.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. It's okay. Are you watching through your phone or on your
Yes,
laptop?
yeah, I have not downloaded Skype. I know I hate doing that, but today because it was unplanned.
Ah,
I mean,
alhamdulillah.
I've been meaning to join you every week, but it never happened. And then today I managed to join, and then I said no, I need to download. I hate to do any class on my phone, but today it just turned out like that. So sorry about that. And also I will have to go in 5 minutes, inshallah.
Okay.
Yes, but I will answer your question, inshallah, if I can.
Okay, inshallah. We're going to finish anyway. Yeah. So
Yeah.
here we see fi zinatihi. This is actually Jawa majrur. Yes, Jawa majrur. And we have a long type of explanation here. Yeah. Usually when we talk about shibhu jumlah, we look at things that are muta'alik, connected to something. Yeah. So when you say something is connected, you're giving more detail to something. Okay? So if it is about the fa'il, when we talk about the fa'il, he does the action, and he does the action to the maf'ul. Yes, so then we know that whatever is mansub in the sentence is the maf'ul, because the action is being done to that thing, or that whatever it is. Yes, the one that's receiving the action. But sometimes we are not talking about the maf'ul. We are talking about the person doing the action. Yes, so this is where the hal comes in. Yeah, hal comes in. And one good way of saying it, even though it's jawa majrur, yes, we say that it is muta'alliq to a hal that's been dropped. Yeah, It's muta'alliq to a hal that has been dropped. So you can actually replace this shibhu jumla as a hal, because it's taking the place of a hal, even though it doesn't look like a sentence and it's not a single word. Okay, so this is what basically when we say halu shibhu jumla. Another example here with fujaiyah. Remember, iza fujaiyah is something that shows something that's happened suddenly. It followed immediately after this, right? So falamma anjahum izahum yabghuna fil ardi bighairil haqq. Okay, but when he saves them at once, they commit injustice upon the earth without right. So they are probably this. Maybe this is the case of the one in the seas, right? When they're in the seas and the storm, and that's when, they pray and ask help from Allah. But as soon as He brings them to safe shore, they forget again. Yeah, this is what we humans tend to do. Subhanallah. Okay, so here again, the Shibhu Jumla is taking the place of a hal. It's not a sentence, as what we said it was. Yeah, we said there were two types, one a sentence and one a word, right? But in this case, it's a Shibhu Jumla, but we will say that it is connected to a hal that is not there. Yeah, bihalin mahzufa. Yeah, this is how we would say it. So we still maintain the fact that it's jawa majrur and it is muta'alliq, because this is what shibhu jumlas do. They connect something to something. Yeah, but here we take it a step further and say that it's muta'alliq to a hal that's not there. Yeah, without right. Now we've seen this happening in other cases as well. Yeah, with haba mahzuf and things like that. When you muta'alliq to haba, that is mahzuf. And the shubhu jumla takes the place of the haba. Okay, we will stop here because we started late, and I don't want to start the rest of the hal because there are a few things I would like to go through as well. Yeah, inshallah. Any question? If there are no questions, what I intend to do next week is to finish off the hal, go into maf'ul, and I don't think we will spend too much time on maf'uls because maf'uls are quite well known and I think you understand it. But I wish to spend our last lesson before Ramadan doing exercises, okay, together with you. And I would like you to put in the group what are the topics that you would like to do exercises with so that I can prepare the exercises for you. Yeah, would that be okay? Good?
Yes, inshallah.
Inshallah. Okay.
Jazakallah khair.
Subhanallah wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Nastaghfiruka wa atubu ilaih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
وعليكم
وعليكم
السلام
السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته أستاذة.
جزاك الله خيرا.
Amin wa iyyakum. Barakallahu fikum.